obviously I'm here to give you a handover today for your motorhome. I'll talk you around all the features on the externals, and then obviously I'll go inside and talk about all the features inside as well. If you have got any questions at any point, please feel free to stop me. Ask away. The main thing of today is I'm not going to make you an expert in using your van today, but I want to give you enough of the basics so you can go out and start enjoying yourselves in it rather than worrying and stressing. Okay. So, first thing I'll start at the front here is your bonnet catch. So your bonnet catch is just at the side here. That's as simple as that. So we'll come around to the front to the bonnet. So there isn't too much exciting to show you in here. Just as we can find the hole. So the main things I like to show is your dipsticks just down the front here. So there's your dipstick for obviously checking your oil. The screen wash is obviously the blue one on the very end here. And then same as most modern cars, the battery's hidden away inside. So if you do ever need to charge up the battery or jump start it, your positive terminal's this one here, and then the negative can either be the screw here or there's a screw at the back, or anything for the earth. We don't recommend bump starting them. Obviously if needs be you can do. You're better off sticking a charger on it, like the ones we have on the 4Cut. We charge them up with a trickle charger, so we literally plug a charger in and charge it up. So it just depends on how often you're using your van. If you're not using it for a period of time, it may be an idea just to charge it up obviously before use.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that just pops back over the top there.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just the standard van engine at the front. All your living quarters is all separate, so this is literally just the running gear for the vehicle in your front end here. So close that one up. So keep coming around the side. So fridge vents are the first thing we come across. No different than our fridges at home. It doesn't expel a lot of heat. No different than your caravan. All it is we don't walk around the back of our fridges at home, so you don't notice the heat that they do. Next ones. So we've got your water inlet, and then the tap to empty the water tank. So as daft as it is, it's about a 120 litre water tank on board. Now literally, so it's about what, 3 or 4 of these. But all it is, as soon as I plug this in now, you'll hear the motor kicking. So you hear the pump. What it's trying to do at the minute, I've got it on tank fill. What it wants to do, it wants to fill that tank up to the full. I've only just put enough water in it just for the demonstration purposes. But in the real world, if you're away for a week or so, if you fill that tank up and then refill the Akerol, what it will do, as you pull out the tank, it will automatically take the water from the Akerol and keep that tank topped up. If that gets what I mean. But the thing is, when it runs out of water out here, same as your caravan, the pump will run continuously because it's looking for the water supply, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So if you do ever get that and you don't say it's your last day and I don't want to fill my water thing anymore, you will have to come out externally and just remove that pipe off.
So the pump we got now, that fitted the caravan, will that...
If it's a whale one, yeah.
It should be the same
Yeah,
thing.
but this is yours.
Oh, right,
This is yours.
Yeah.
There's this one, there's a spare one, and there's also a mains water feed one as well.
Oh,
Right.
So you've got the 3 different water
Marvellous,
inlets.
yeah.
Right.
But how it works, on some of the motorhomes they have like a cap you take off and you fill the tank, but on this one it's filled up via the pump. And as I say, if you've got, I'll show you the controls inside, but you can literally have it so the Akerol tops up that internal tank.
Right.
Okay. And then obviously the tank drain off is just the one here that they've nicely labelled up with the fresh water as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, well, definitely when it comes to winter time, and I probably wouldn't recommend driving down the road with a full tank, just for the fact of it's excess weight that you're carrying when you're driving down the road. You're fair enough to carry. I'd always carry some of it because if you ever stop and you want a cup of tea or anything, at least you've got the benefits. You can just walk into the back and make yourself a cup of tea. So I wouldn't empty as such, but definitely when it comes to winter time, to drain it.
Just run that. So when you get to a site,
Yeah.
you put that on. When you plug that in, it fills it up.
Yeah. I'll show you the controls for that inside, but
And then once that empties, just fill it up again, and it'll just keep. As you say, you haven't got a mains to fill the tank up. It's through that.
Yeah. There is a mains. There is one of these, the mains version one.
Yeah.
You know, the one that you just put on there, and then you literally just plug it to a tap, switch the tap on, and then obviously it's the pressure from the tap that will fill your tank as such.
Right.
But if you haven't got that, you've got to use the Akerol.
And that's what we've got.
to fill it up.
That's to fill that up. We got to use this.
No, you can use the main...
Yeah, there is a mains tap.
Oh, there is
as
a
well
mains
with it.
tap. Sorry.
You've got 2. There's 2 of these.
Yeah.
So you got this and a spare,
Right.
and then there's also also a mains hose in there. I'll show you that on the
Yeah,
other side. So
yeah.
you can do it either of a few ways. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you've only got one Akerol, it's a lot of trips to the tap. Is the only thing. So
Yeah.
it's up to you how you work it. So you'll soon get the hang. So next one is obviously the 240. So it's your external hookup. That'll be no different than you're used to. And then down the bottom, good old waste.
Yeah.
So the tanks are very similar. The waste tank is slightly larger. So what you'll find is most of the time is if you've used all your water, your waste tank will be full. And then obviously for this, well, you'll know if you're on a site, then you just drive over whether you've got a designated drain or something you drive over. I don't know how you work it on yours.
Yeah.
They're all slightly different.
Point and we,
Yeah, but I don't think it's adapted for where the tap is on this because Gary.
you get a hose then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get pipe fittings to fit onto here. I mean, even if you're on a permanent pitch as such, you can get an attachment so you can run it and have it constantly draining instead of just
Or
emptying
just
it
put
in.
your waste container
Yeah,
underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So above, we've obviously got the flush tank for your toilet. Have you had a flush tank before?
On the caravan.
Yeah, perfect. Well, same principle. So rather than it using up your fresh water, it's got its own. It's about a 4 or 5 litre tank up here for flushing the toilet.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
I didn't
pink,
have that.
pink liquid and water in the
Yeah.
top.
Oh, you do, yeah.
And then obviously when you're flushing your toilet, what it's doing, it draws out of this tank.
Yeah.
So it's got the nice freshening pink liquid in.
Yeah.
So it also
Because some of
freshens up
them,
the toilet.
some of them use the mains water tank
Yeah.
on the van, don't they? But this is separate.
No, on this one it's separate, so you've got your own separate water
Yeah.
tank as such. And then obviously below, exactly the same as the caravan,
Yeah.
you've got your lovely toilet cassette below. So that's the exact same. Obviously winter time when it comes to draining the tank up here, there's just a little rubber bung here. And all you need to do is just pull that grey rubber bung out, use a jug or something underneath it and then just catch the liquid as it comes. What I tend to do is I keep like a big squash bottle with me. I tend to fill up the bottle and then I'll just stick it in the gas cupboard. Obviously we haven't got a gas cupboard on here, but we'll find somewhere to put it. And then when I get to my next site, I literally then just top it up rather than wasting the liquid as such, because it's only a freshening liquid. There's no point wasting it as such. So, are you happy with the functions of the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like a caravan, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. That's a good feature because normally you do draw off your fresh water.
Yeah, I thought it was the toilet would have taken off the mains tank on this one as well, but I didn't
So
realise
you
it.
fill that up like we did with the caravan one?
Yeah, exactly
the same.
Well, I'll just fill it up as much as you need to as such. If you're only away for a weekend, I definitely wouldn't fill it to the top.
No.
Just fill it up for the amount that you think you're going to use. So, on the back end, we have got some stabilising legs as well.
Oh, there is. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see when we're in it now. It's not too bad, but obviously when you're living in it on site and you're walking around, it does add the extra stability to it. So it is a good
But
good
you can use
stabilising
it
leg.
without the legs
Yeah.
down if you want
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Totally up to yourselves. Totally up to yourselves. So then, obviously coming round to the side, let me just grab the key.
Well, that's good with the toilet.
Yeah, I'd rather that because you're not using the water.
Show you the keys while I'm here. So we have got a lovely alarm fob on there. It's obviously alarmed, same as a car. And then you've got 2 vehicle keys, 2 cupboard keys, 2 safe keys, and then last but not least, 2 of the little small keys as well.
Yeah.
Now all the little small keys do is this one tiny little hatch here, and there's your external barbecue point.
That's what,
I was,
sorry?
yeah, I was
External
external
barbecue
barbecue point.
All right, yeah.
So obviously this will
yeah.
run off your onboard gas tank. So all you need is the little brass fitting that just pushes in the end there, and then obviously you can attach it to your barbecue or your burner, whatever external gas you require.
Yeah.
So
Right.
inside your cupboard. So we've got your front deflector for your windscreen. That's obviously a lovely reflector
Yeah.
thing, so it keeps some of the heat off the windscreen and that for you. There is a cover in here as well. So there's a vehicle cover as well in there.
Oh, right.
And then inside the magical box. So there's your spare water pump, and then there's your mains one.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you see, you just attach it to the tap, and then literally attach it into the motorhome.
Right.
And then you can just fill it directly off. So if you've got a mains tap on your pitch, you can literally plug this in. So rather than going through the effort of filling an Aperol numerous amount of times, you can literally just run it off this.
Stupid question. Will we know when the tank's full?
It'll shut off.
All right.
Yeah, it'll shut off,
Okay.
Obviously, when you're on the mains, it will automatically just close it off. When it's on the pump system, all it does is just shuts the pump off. So it won't overflow or anything. It literally, when it's full, it just shuts off the pumps.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's an electrical cable as well in there for you.
Right, yeah.
And then this is obviously just underneath your bed as well. So it's a dual access point as such.
That's the wheel brace there, is it? For the back?
Your leg winder.
Yeah, the leg winder.
Yeah, your leg winder for your rear legs as well. That's inside that.
Okay.
So, keep coming down. So the next one is your gas tank. So obviously it hasn't got gas bottles as such.
It's a main
got
tank.
it's got the LPG. So obviously you can fill it up at most service stations that do the gas and fill it up. There is a gauge just at the side of in the cab. I'll show you that. There is, I think it's about a quarter of a tank in it at the minute. So it's up to you on how much gas you'll need as such. But you literally just go to the filling station and fill it up. It's like filling up a car as such.
And how much does it take? How much gas
I
can
would
we put
not
on?
have a clue.
No.
Wouldn't have a clue.
But it's more than the bottles, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah. And obviously the main thing is in this, that if you realise the only thing you're running the gas off is your cooker or the fridge.
Yeah.
And that's it. Your heating system runs off either diesel, electric, or electric and diesel.
Right.
So it's up to you. The only thing you're using the gas for is literally the fridge if you run it on gas and the cooker. And that's it as such. So it's, the main advantage of that is the fact that you can drive down the road with your heating system on.
Yeah.
So whereas in the older ones you couldn't, in this now you can, because you can drive down the road with the diesel heater on, so it's heating up the cab. So when you get there, your bedroom's all nice and warm already for you. So yeah, another little feature. So then your door is literally, there's no catches or anything. It just holds on the hinges itself. So it just sort of goes back there and it just stops it.
Bit of pressure on it.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of effort just to pop it round so it won't flap in the wind as such. But it's not much more. And then other than that, the last one is just your filler cap at the front that's locked on the keys as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I might as well, while we're here, I'll show you this gauge for the gas. So, the little green light you can see on, that's just an indicator to let you know you've got the heating system on. And then the gauge there is literally your tank, for your tank. So when you're filling it up, that gauge will rise up to let you know. It's obviously not reading anything at the minute because I haven't got the ignition on, but when you switch it on, it will light up and show you the how much gas you've got in your onboard tank.
Oh, right. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So that's about it for the outside. The last thing I haven't shown you is your awning.
Right.
Do you want me to whip your awning out?
Yeah,
for
can you please?
Yeah.
If it's all right.
One of them days
Yeah.
I've seen you wind around. I'm just going to remember where I've seen it now. I was in this thing first thing this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's going to be somewhere really daft. I've seen it because I checked it was here first thing this morning.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just carry on the handover, and I'll remember where I've had it.
Yeah,
I've
no,
seen it.
yeah.
I checked everything very first thing this morning, but now I'm kind of thinking, oh, where did I put that?
Yeah,
right, well, anyway, we'll jump inside. We'll make a start on the inside.
Go on then.
That makes sense.
I've got to get used to it. Right.
Oh, bless him.
Slowly.
Right.
So, inside the magnificence, you've certainly got good taste, I will say that. Very nice, very nice.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
beautiful.
Right, I'm
So-
going to sit down here. Come here, boys.
I'll start at the panels by the door here. So,
Right, this is what's going to do my head in now.
yeah.
These.
Well, I'll start here first. So, the first one, this took our technician about 5 hours to figure out what it is. What it is, it's a heater inside your hot water tank, inside your fresh water tank. So,
Like an immersion then.
no, it's like an anti-frost device. So, all you need to do is have that switched on, obviously when it gets to late autumn, like I said, or winter time when it starts freezing up. And what this will do is if it detects that it's starting to freeze up, it just very gently warms that tank up so it stops your freshwater tank from freezing. So you can all weather camp as such. And all you literally do is just switch it on and it will automatically deal with that. But this is just for your freshwater tank, this one is. Okay, next one up is your good old step. Now you said this is your first motorhome, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will warn you, if you've gone to bed and pressed that, when you wake up in the morning, just make sure before you step out the door, you press it again. I've seen many people go to step out and then forget that they put the step in, and of course you got to walk out and go, oh. So yeah, just get into a habit. The other good thing with this step as well, when you do start the ignition, it will automatically pull that step in. But
Even if you don't press that.
yeah, even if you don't press that, as a
It's
safety
sort of like a
feature as
safety
such.
factor.
It is always worthwhile just to pop out, if the buzzer does sound, just pop out and just double check that it has come in, because obviously the last thing you want to do is take someone out by the ankles when you're driving off site. So then the first two, and then I've just got your light switch which does all your lights above the top of the cupboards.
All right.
Okay?
Is that operate the awning light as well?
No, the awning light's up on the,
Oh,
on the
sorry,
panel there
right.
as such. So we'll move up to the top one now.
This is it. This is what's going to be.
So, right, it's as easy as power off, power on.
Yeah.
So it's as easy as that, that's the first one. This one literally just changes it from leisure battery, which we're on at the minute, and changes it over to the vehicle battery. But you want to, the same as your caravan, run off your leisure battery.
When you're standing still.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you're driving, you need to switch it over.
No, not as such, because there isn't anything that the vehicle's running as such. Your fridge will operate without changing it over.
So you won't be draining your leisure battery flat or motor battery flat if you've got it on one or the other.
No. When you're driving down the road, there isn't anything as such. And as soon as you start that ignition again, it switches this panel off.
All right.
So it kills that panel as such. That's really there for if you're on a site and say you've got no hookup and you flatten your leisure battery. So apologies, there's a compressor around the back for the two bays either side. So if you flatten your leisure battery, what you can do is change over to your vehicle battery and run off your vehicle battery. As such, so you've got that capability. But it's the same as when you're in your caravan. I would try the utmost to always stick to your leisure battery and only use that as an emergency option as such. Obviously, if you haven't got electrical hookup, you need lights and things, so that's where you can change it over. So auxiliary, that does your awning light. So that's your awning light externally, and then water pump on or off.
Right. Yeah.
So it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, controls on the side here, up and down changes the condition or changes the menus. The in arrow changes what's on the screen. Right. So starts the leisure battery, so 12.5 volts, perfect, and your vehicle battery 12.2 volts, perfect. That's what we want to see. So main supply on, it's literally just letting us know that we're plugged into the 240. So if you ever come there and it says off, 9 out of 10 times you've tripped on the bollard outside.
Right.
So next one down, so freshwater tank 75%. So as daft as it is, that's about 2 and a bit Acarols in it as such. But with these, they literally goes up in 25. So it goes 0, 25%, 50%, 75. So they're not an exact reading, but they give you enough of a rough idea. So you let
The picture's gone. It's not doing anything.
How's it zoomed?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, okay, mate.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
So fresh water,
Yeah.
and then obviously wastewater. So you've got indicators on here to let you know how full your tanks are.
Yeah.
Next one down, so external temperature, so it's letting us know what the temperature is outside. And then Battery current, so it's just let us know what it's pulling. It's obviously minus now because we've got it charging up off the battery charger. So, pump. So, at the minute I've got it on internal. So when you're on internal pump, what that's doing is powering up the onboard pump to draw the water out of the tank to bring it to the taps.
Right.
So then you can change it to external. So obviously external now, that's switching on that outside pump
Pumps are in, yeah.
to bring it into the tank as such. Or you can have it on both.
All right.
So when you've got it on the both, what that's doing then is as you're drawing out your tank, it will draw out the Akerol or your external supply if you've got it on the tap, and it will refill up the tank for you. So you've got a constant full tank as you go along, if you get what I mean. And all it is just the in-hour, it's just your change between the two. I'll just leave it on internal for now because I've already got enough water in your tank for the demonstration purposes. Then next one down, tank fill on. So all this does is switch on that pump outside. You know, I had it on before. But what you'll find is when you switch that on, that function will not stop until the tank's full. So as you obviously see, I've only got 75% in, so I've had to disconnect that pump outside. If you leave it on, it will run constantly because the system's trying to fill the tank up to the top.
Right.
So obviously if you fill it up to the top, it'll automatically shut off. If you don't want it full, you just need to go outside and just remove that pipe.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then set the time. Alarm if you want to use an alarm.
Yeah.
And then a vent timer. What a vent timer is you can set a program for this panel to come on as such.
Right.
So if you leave it on a fixed pitch and you're plugged into the electrics, you can set a timer so this will automatically switch on, and you can have a heating set whatever levels you want, and you literally the van will switch on and heat itself up.
Yeah.
And then this is obviously just the control panel and the time, and then we're back to the leisure battery now.
Right, there we are. Yeah.
So it's relatively simple one.
Once you've done it a few times, you get your...
Yeah.
It's like the caravan. It's easier than the caravan we had.
Yeah, it is literally, it's just as easy as power off, power on. That's the easiest one, and then obviously your water pump, and you remember your auxiliaries for your awning light.
Coming on. Oh, there.
Yeah, no, what it is so when I switch it on and off here, what's that's doing, that's switching all of the power off to the living quarters.
Right.
What I've got all the light switches switched on. So it's up to you how many lights you want on. Obviously I've got it lit up like Christmas now for the demonstration, but obviously when you're on site, especially if you haven't got electrics, you don't need it all on as such. You can run to whichever one you want. So, heating system in the top.
Right.
Are you ready? Can you see it?
Right. Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll switch it off to start with. So, shutting down. It'll take a while to shut down now because I've had it on testing it.
Can you zoom in on this?
Yeah, just this one at the top slides left to right. I can't quite see if that's going in all right.
No, it's not doing anything. Yeah, that's going in now.
Yeah.
Right, go on, yeah.
So, I won't switch it off for now, I'll leave it on here. So, this is easy as, press the menu button. Brings up the options now. So, you've got the first one is heating the cabin. So that's literally your sort of central heating as such. Next one down is your hot water, or both at the same time. So it's up to you which you want on. Obviously, if it's a nice summery day, you'll only want your hot water on. Where obviously, if it's deepest darkest winter, and it's -4 outside, you'll want your hot water and your thing. So all you do is go to whichever one you want, click OK. So it now comes up with the options of what power it wants to run on. So whereas your caravan was gas, this is a diesel heater. So you can either run it just off diesel, you can run it off 100 watts, 200 watts, or 1,000 watts. Sorry, 1,000 watts, and the battery as well, diesel as well. Sorry,
Yeah.
tongue-tied here. So top one's just diesel, and then you've got the two different electrics. So all that is that's the amount of electricity that it's sending to the unit. The more electricity you send to it, the faster the heating system will heat up. And then obviously, diesel and electric is the sort of most power you can send to it. And then all you literally do is just select on whichever one you want, click OK, and then OK again, and that'll fire it up now. So on the screen it says heating on at the top corner. Also shows us the little plug socket up there, so we know we're on the electric. And then so hot water's on, that's it, but on the buttons here we now set the thermostat for your heating. So you literally just set whatever level you want your thermostat on, and your heating system will only kick in when it drops below that temperature.
Yeah, I usually do all that.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. And as I say, that lovely little green light lights up in the front there to let you know when you've got your heating on. You know, the one that was up against the where your gas tank thing is there. So it shows you on there.
That's a lot easier than the caravan we had.
Yeah, these are. To be honest, I'm an ex-wagon driver and I used to have one of these in my cab. Not quite as fancy as this though, but similar idea. Yeah. So if I go back to the menu, so top one's if you just want your heating on, next one's if you just want your hot water on, and then the next one down to your heating and hot water. And all of them are the same. You know, I went to that next menu, they're all the same on all of them.
Yeah.
So the next one, we got heating by timer, exactly as it says. So it's just you can set a timer on your heating system, same as you can at home. Frost protection. So what the frost protection does, again, it senses when if it's going to freeze, and then it'll heat everything up so it stops it freezing. Now, draining the boiler. So you know in your caravan you had a lovely little yellow tap that you flicked up.
Yeah.
This is automatic. So to drain it, all you literally do is click OK on that, and that will open up the valve and drain virtually all the system out. Right. Obviously for winter time you need to manually go and empty your waste tank and your fresh tank, and then obviously pull the residual water through your tank. The main thing is when you do drain that boiler down, it won't refill it. It'll take about 90 minutes by the time the program's finished to it draining, to it closing off and letting you reuse the system again.
Right.
So it's something that you obviously only want to press that when you're leaving a site as such.
Yeah.
So I would demonstrate that, but it'll lock me out. It doesn't let you do anything else. So it goes through 90 minutes just so it makes sure it's drained everything out. Settings, you can get an app on your telephone, so you can use your phone rather than using the control panel up here.
Oh, that's clever.
And then program a time.